Okay, everybody, hurry up, get your snacks. Time to do the shoot, come on.
Hi, this is Tweek. Today I'm going to tweak laundry? Oh no, how about just socks? Let's make some sock puppets. Very fun, very simple, easy to do, and here we go. I've got a sock here that's a woolen sock that I'm going to take and turn it inside out. First thing we do, make our puppet. What kind of puppet shall I make? Well, look at the inside of your sock, and this one bears, could be a lamb or any kind of creature that was woolly, but I'm thinking I'm going to make a rabbit out of this one. I see a rabbit. Turn the sock inside out. It doesn't matter what size sock you use, you'll do the same pattern. And we're going to take the heel of the sock and lay the sock flat so that the heel is sticking up like a little mountain. See that? And then we're going to take our scissors and cut a line from the top of the heel straight back to the toe. That's going to make our ears. So here we go. The woolly might catch on your scissors, but don't go all the way to the heel. But you can see I went about a third of the way down on the sock. That's how we're going to fashion our ears. You can see them starting already. Now I want to push some foam into the heel to create the head. The foam I get, and don't laugh, but I took apart a stadium seat, green and white for the Spartans. And inside the stadium seat, you will find foam. For me, this was the perfect size and the perfect width to work on the sock puppets. Wherever you find your foam, you need about a 6 by a 2-inch piece to stuff into the head of the sock. If you're working with a smaller sock, you'd probably use a smaller piece of foam. So I'm going to take this piece of foam and I'm just going to simply push it in half, and we're going to stick it into the sock so that when you go to use your puppet, your hand will slide into that spot that you're going to create inside the sock. So here we go. We've got a C-shaped shape, and we're going to come in and push this into the heel of the sock. This is actually pretty easy to do. And so you can see the head is starting to form. See that? It makes me laugh. When you're smiling about what you're doing, then you're on the right track. So we've got the head in there. Now that on its own will stick. I want to angle it down a little bit so that you can feel when you go inside the sock puppet, will your hand or will your fingers fit into that foam? And in this case, yes. So I'm just putzing a little bit so that you can see that looks like a rabbit head. It's pretty remarkable, isn't it? We haven't done anything and it already looks like a puppet. Next step, pull your hand out. The foam against the fabric of the sock will keep its shape. You don't have to do any more to it. Next, we're going to find the inside of the ears. You can flap these open. I like the contrast in this sock because a bunny does usually have an inner ear that's a different color from the fur. Might be pink, might be brown. In this case, I'm going back to the good old yoga mat. And here I'm going to measure from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Let me cut that. I'm going to use this to fill the inside of the ear. I'm going to cut 2 of them as there's 2 ears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've cut our piece of foam and we're going to open up the ear, and you can see that the head foam is just right there. And I'm going to measure, get an idea of how much foam I want into the top of the ear. And since it's the same on both sides, I'm going to take a little bit off. I'm going to put these two together. I like that the variegated side shows, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to measure, so I'm going to take just a tiny bit off the edge. You're just eyeballing it. And then with those two sides together, I'm going to cut an angle off for the tip of the ear. So I'm just going to start right about in here and an angle off like you're doing a cathedral window. You're going to come to the point, and now you have 2 ear insides. Okay, now we're going to install them, which means take your glue and slide this into the sock. Put some glue along the edge and let this fabric come up around the ear, just like a natural bunny's ear would come around. So I'm going to take the glue gun and just add some glue around that edge. I'll do this side first. And just hold it in. It'll take just a moment to stick. And go up the other side again. And pull a little bit into the lip or the tip of the ear. So we're going to fashion the ear along the edge of that foam and give a little pinch, and you pinch it together and you have an ear. Oh, cute. Let's do it again. So now we have our bunny head and ears. We're not done here. I need to fashion the ears. You could leave the ears just like this if that's the kind of bunny you wanted. Their ears go every which way. You could make a flop-eared rabbit by using the fabric and flipping down. See? And gluing that down, and you have automatically, the sock turns into fur and you have a flop-eared bunny rabbit. I want to just straight up ears. So I'm going to fashion them like this and glue that down. So I'm just adding glue to the foam on either side, and then I'm just going to press the fabric in. I like it that the ears are a little bit flopsy, so when you use the puppet it has a little more character to it. So we're fashioning the ears. A lot of options here. If you use a big sock, there's a lot of fabric you can play with. It's soft, it doesn't fray much. But what I'd like to do is like pull it in a little more around the foam and make it look more like there's fur around the edge of that bunny ear. So I'm just going to add a little more glue around the edge. Or you could cut the fabric off if you wanted a less furry rabbit. But I just like the looks of that. And then I'm going to bring it in a little bit on this side too. It makes them look a little more lifelike. I think I'll do it to the other ear. Okay. And on this side, and that helps cover up the spot where the glue got on them too. And pull it up a little more on the tip on this one. We have ears. I like them. Next come the eyeballs. For the eyeballs, I wanted a background for the eye. I wanted a patch. When I was a kid, I had Pastoral rabbits, which were white with dark ears, dark noses, sometimes dark on their tails. So I've always kind of had a thing for the Pastoral rabbits. They're so cute. A little bit of foam and one of the googly eyes, and that's how I'm going to make our eyes on our rabbit. This does not have to be perfect. If you see a bunny rabbit, their spots are rarely perfect. They're variegated. So however you cut this out is fine. Try to get them to be similar in shape. And what I did was I went out into the garage and I took my husband's foam paint brushes and I used that to get my foam. It's a good resource. So I'm going to go about halfway on the bunny's face and I'm just going to glue that on there. Okay, I'll hold that down and then I'm going to follow with the googly eye. You can see where we're going here. My Pastoral rabbit has got one eye already. Okay, flip him over. So what's next? Let's do his nose. You could use a lot of different things to make the nose, but I just took a piece of felt, 39 cents at the craft store for a sheet of felt. Very economical. And I'm just going to take what I thought was the width of a bunny nose, and I'm just going to put a little dot of glue on it and fold it over on itself. Willy-nilly, doesn't matter. Then I'm going to take this and cut it, and then I'm going to fashion this piece into his nose. I'm going to put it right about there. You know, I gotta make it look like a nose. It does not look like a bunny nose. They've got sort of a triangular nose. So I think that's cute. Now for the head of the bunny, how big is his nose going to be? I think that should be just a little bit smaller. You can decide how big your bunny's nose is or not. Okay, let's see how that looks. Okay, better. Now we're going to go ahead and glue that down. Okay, I have to add a little more. Let's see if that was enough. We've got our bunny nose. That's how far we are now. I have to decide, do I want a mouth on there? Now if you put your hand up inside your sock puppet and you're going to aim for the fabric that's in there, and you can see he's really cute, isn't he? I like the way his ears flap. So far he's passing my likability test. If I pulled up a little bit on the fabric, that would give him a little bit of a mouth. So what I'm going to do is exactly that. I'm going to go about a ½ inch down from the bottom of his nose and put a dot of glue. And then I'm going to pull up on some of the fur and just pull up like he's got a little pouty mouth. And I'm just going to squish. You could just bypass this part altogether and not have a mouth for your bunny. And I know Bugs Bunny has big old teeth, but none of the rabbits I ever had their teeth sticking out like that. Okay, so we'll let that dry. In the meantime, you can see how he's got a little bit of a pout there. Do you see that? Now it's time to add Whiskers. Whiskers is fun and very easy. You need a needle that has a nice wide hole in it. It's not real sharp, but that's handy because we're going to use elastic. Now, when I started this project, I was thinking about using pipe cleaners, but they hurt. They have sharp edges. But this elastic is perfect because it stands on its own. So it makes lovely whiskers. It comes in different colors. I made a couple bunnies that had dark whiskers. So there's another choice. Do you want dark whiskers or do you want light whiskers on your rabbit? So just take your fabric and decide, I think I want dark whiskers on this bunny. So let's do that. Dark whiskers to match his dark eyes. So what I'm going to do is not cut this yet, but I'm going to take the elastic and push it through the needle. That's why you want that nice wide needle, because it's very, very good for doing this part. And you're just going to pick a spot on his face and just gently nudge under the sock fabric and then just come up in another spot. And when you pull it through, you've already got 2 whiskers there. Now you can do this as many times as you'd like. How many whiskers do you want on your bunny? But I usually do it twice to give him 4 whiskers. I'm just going to make a snip and then do it again. So let's thread this through. You could keep going if you want. I think this is just about as much as I like. We're going to put a dot of glue to hold these in so they won't come out. Right now, you want to decide how long you would like them to be. So they will stay in there, but they also easily pull out. And I just put a little dot of glue at the base of each whisker. And that's going to help hold it in place. In the very least, you can't pull it out through the fabric again once the glue is there. And I try to manipulate the whiskers a little bit if I want them to move in a certain direction. Got 4 little whiskers, 4 little dots, and I'm going to try to push them and wait a moment for the glue to dry, and then you've got half your whiskers done. Let's repeat on the other side. If you'd like to, you could add hair up in here. You could add flowers. You could add a hat, whatever you'd like. I like my bunny just like this. Put my hand up in there, and there he is. Little flopsy ears. Cute, huh? And so easy to do. Watch out, though, they are rabbits. They will multiply. Other sock puppets that took a little more time. One is my little monkey man. And with him, there again, it's just a regular sock, but I kept adding pom-poms until I got a look that I liked. Even added some arms with pom-poms, and then added a banana. He's one of my favorites. Cute. Also, I did a horse. Now this one's cuter when he's on. I got my hand. And for this one, again, a sock. See, the same sock as I used for the bunny just now. Parts of this horse, okay? I've got foam in there, some teeth. These are beads. He's got the googly eyes. His mane is an old slipper. I tore apart a slipper because I liked it. And you can see I used it in his ears as well. And then I just used some jewelry I had kicking around and made him a nice little bridle. And isn't he cute? He makes noises too. And also, I've got here one of my favorites. And this is a dog. And this dog was made, again, sock is the basic underneath, and I just took a scarf that I had. And so this is a woman's scarf, and I used the frill on the edges, his ears, and I took a chain and some jewelry, and I made him a collar. And you can move his mouth a little bit, and I gave him a really weird nose, but he's my dog, and I don't care. I think he's cute. And there he is. And there you have it, a sock puppet bunny. He's very cute. You don't have to feed him or clean out his pen. I like that a lot. And a little more elaborate doggy made out of the same sock material, the same basic workings, but I added more to him by way of scarving. And if you want to know how to do that, just contact me and I could share that information with you. But a little more maneuverability there with this one. If you enjoyed what was created here today, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment if you want to. We'll all be listening. Thank you. See you next time.